Come on. Yeah, there we go. With the two best racers out of the Grand Prix, it is going to be smooth sailing from here on out. I win! Oh, wait a minute. There's still 28 other racers. Oh, please let me catch up. Please let me catch up. No, I'm not gonna make it! Ah! Okay. You know what? That does it. That freaking does it. You know, I need to let something out here, alright? I'm just gonna lay it on you and let it all go. Dear Nintendo, your cock-sucking product has reduced me to a gibbering man-ape whose only resort to dealing with the almighty fucking grief it's bestowed upon me is to scream and hurt myself. Seriously, I am jumping up and down and throwing my shit in handfuls at the fucking television in some impotent primal effort to get that thing to work. I have been sitting here trying to enjoy your product, your game, your contract between developer and consumer that the consumer will enjoy your product, but instead the damn thing's been crawling out of the console and taking warm shits in my gaping mouth. I swear to God you should have just added a little door to the console through which a hand pops out and flips me off, because I am insulted that your QA or testers or whatever brainless shit stuff 3 genes short of a fucking fat nut signs your games through thoughts that a person with more than a single fucking digit IQ could enjoy Story Mode Chapter 7. Insulted. Work with me here. The goal's simple enough. Come in first. Hey, that's fine. It's just like playing the Grand fucking Prix. Not a problem. Only deal is your cross-eyed team of tongue-slapping wonderkind decided to give the game every single fucking advantage possible to the game rather than me. How in the fuck does Black Shadow, whose car is the heaviest and lamest piece of shit next to the Crazy Bear, actually it's kind of a lie, but suddenly becomes so fucking good that he can stand first without using a drop of boost? Huh? Why? You never see this shithead anywhere near the top fucking 20 in a normal race, but oh, this time he's mega cock, the fastest faggot in the world, 1.21 gigabytes. Marty, let's go back to the fucking future. But it's not just Black Shadow with the magical powers, it's the entire fucking lineup of racers. They're all faster than you and don't require any boost. But I, of course, am still driving some piece of shit hamster-powered jalopy who guzzles its entire energy bar in no less than 4 fucking boosts. Add to this, the entire course just got shitted on by some retarded space tiki volcano god, and you've got a course full of hazards that will drain at least 1/4 of your energy bar just because it can. Whoopee! You say. That's just the challenge. It's not supposed to be that easy. Well, fuck that noise, you lopsided franken-face fuck fritter. Tell me, please, why does the game have to win, huh? What happens when the game wins and I lose? Is there some huge fucking kegger waiting for it when it gets done? Is there money involved, or perhaps the motives are more sinister? Maybe the game's family is being held hostage by another game, and that game has its cock in F-Zero's wife mouth, and he's holding a cell phone up to her, and F-Zero can hear her pain, moan, and cries for help. And the asshole game then says, "You beat that cock-sucking human or I'll blow your brains out." I can understand that. I can be sympathetic. It's not any fun if I can't win, you faggots. I want to move on. I want to unlock whatever piece of shit clown car you have hidden away from me so I can start racing and get pissed off with that too. When your game prevents me from fully enjoying the product I have bought, you have failed in your fucking mission to deliver a game. You lose! You break the contract. You contract the game and fucking die!
Oh my god. That is hysterical. Ugh. I always love that moment from FM2250P. Not only is it hysterical, it's relatable because of how frustrating that lap 7 is. Luckily, it didn't happen to Falcon last chapter. Instead, Blood Falcon and Black Shadow were defeated, and Tinsel actually won second again while Falcon took the golden position and won the championship belt. And Yami actually warned them of Deathborn's presence, who was the champion of the underworld. They figured it's even more threatening than Black Shadow or anyone from the Shadow Realm. So, hopefully the internet won't fuck up as much. And let's get to the next chapter, shall we? Alright. See if I can find it. Alright. Lap 8. Alright, let's get this over with, shall we? Oh man! This was a doozy, making the course with Deathborn and Falcon. How Tinsel and the duelists were gonna get there. Even describing Firefield and the upcoming monster. Although I feel Chapter 8 for the game would have been much more better polished. Kinda bothers me that anyone could win the championship belt yet have the same secret. You'll see what I mean. The day finally arrived. Falcon was on his way to the turf that the mysterious and deadly Deathborn assigned him in. He had to leave around the crack of dawn, putting his comrades in a state of shock and upset. Tinsel and the duelists were never told where the challenge nor the path to the underworld was. The trio were stranded without the Silver Comet, and the only way out of Port Town was by a warp gate like any other planet they've been to. We have to get back to Mute City somehow. I was only able to travel with the comet, and now it's stuck in Dr. Clash's repair shop. Mine was going all over the place trying to find another way out. Falcon would get very cross if we were to leave here. Yet she and Joey weren't buying it. Well, I'm not just gonna sit around and do nothing about it. There has to be a way to get your car back. Tinsel laid a finger beneath her chin. I'll see if I can boot up the computer. After some playing around on the massive motherboard, she eventually wound up at a display of the whole galaxy. There were numerous planets, including the original 8 and the worlds they visited. In addition, there were some planets they've yet to explore, such as Sand Ocean, Tortoise 3, Zhao, Giant, Silence, and even this red orb. She zoomed in, and the internal data showed it was named Firefield. She and the card duelers were astounded as they recalled the bounty hunter's description of the place. They figured it was the perfect representation of hell itself, perhaps where Deathborn was biding his time. They also saw a blinking speck heading toward it. Is that the Blue Falcon? I guess so. That's where we'll go. Are you serious, Joey? I'm positive, Yug. Falcon's gonna have a dance with Deathborn there. I know it. I say that if he loses against him, we'll get involved too. But won't we die trying? Of course, but I'm not backing down. We've dealt with death on numerous occasions, especially when we dueled against Merrick, or when we rescued Kaiba in the virtual world, or when we got you out of the Millennium Puzzle while Yami was facing the Pyramid of Light. So with the universe at stake, why stop now? Falcon told us to stay here, remember? Do we always have to do what we're told? I agree with Joey here. What choice do we have? Besides, Falcon is the champion and he saves astronomical life forms from danger. No different than us. Except you two duelists are instead of racers. I hate to admit it, but you guys and Falcon are like the best of what you can do. Unchallenged. You're professionals. We just need to find a way back to Earth and go there. She pointed to the crimson planet bleeding with magma like the thickest blood. Falcon may not make it out alive, so it's up to us. Who's with me? I'm in. Joey laid a hand on top of hers. Yugi laid his hand reluctantly, although the Millennium Puzzle ignited. You should go, Yugi. There's no telling if Falcon can beat Deathborn in his own game. He needs all the help he can get, and if he loses, then we will strike. The pact became official. They left the fortress behind and walked out of the alleyway. All they could do was look around and ask how to get back to Earth. One of the locals said there's an interplanetary bus service that could take them to any planet with a fee, that is. Tinsel was so relieved that she could finally use her bus ticket in her pocket. She had this since she started her career as an F-Zero pilot but never used it. When her license was updated before she headed to Battle City, so was the ticket itself. With the currency duelists earned from their match here, it was more than enough. The kind locale pointed to a work gate and there was a highway leading up into the exosphere. Thousands of vehicles of all sorts were driving through it. He said they'll catch the next shuttle if they should hurry. They only had a half hour to go. The threesome thanked him and they were off to the checking station. Tinsel presented the shuttle driver her ticket and the duelists paid the fare. They waited for their destination as the long limousine-like vehicle went off at light speed toward the reaches of space. Earth was light years ahead, yet it took only minutes to get there. They were lucky it was the second stop on its hefty schedule. Finally, they made it to Mute City. Tinsel retrieved her ticket and they walked toward Dr. Clash's workshop. She remembered the location well since this was where the Silver Comet was waiting for her 13 years ago. She was downright certain it was sitting in the garage now as well. She was fortunate they saw the mechanical genius at work. She led the way inside the rusty building. Through the glass door they heard a noise coming from a drill. Sparks were coming from beneath the crazy bear. She thought Clash would be working on upgrades for it since he lost the race last night. She tried to speak over the screeching noise. "Hey, Clash! It's me, Tinsel! I wanted to come here to get my machine, the Silver Comet!" The drill died down and Tinsel stammered on her words. "Hey, Oh." The old-timer emerged on a long wooden dolly. "What do you want? I'm too overworked for repairs and other machines. Come back tomorrow." "No, Clash, I'm only here to retrieve my machine. Is it still in the garage?" "Yes, it is. Now hurry and skedaddle. I got a lot of upgrades to make on my crazy bear since I lost to Falcon. Again. I swear I can't always live like this. I'm not gonna make a crapload of cash losing every Grand Prix and working behind the counter at that stingy bar. Thanks." She and the duelist followed her to the cool garage. The temperature nearly made her shiver. It undoubtedly had a lot of shade and no windows. Sure enough, there it was. The Silver Comet as good as new. No dents, scratches, or fenders were seen on its lustrous exterior nor interior. She knew she could always count on him for his utmost expertise as a mechanic. With a whiff of ozone, it was off to the Wargate fire field following the GPS signal. It was fortunate that Yugi's winged guardian of the fortress was able to withstand the heat and led the machine to a sharp rocky aisle located at the middle of the endless lava. And they barely managed to see this. Let's hope it works. Damn internet.
I've been waiting for you. Did you bring the champion's belt? Good. Falcon, shall I tell you something before you die? Dark and light, the two great forces which make up our universe. These two universal forces are condensed in each of our belts. Didn't you know? At the moment when the two forces become one, it is possible possible to seize that power. Then I can turn this whole galaxy into a pile of ashes in an instant. How I've waited for this moment. The world will fall into total darkness.
Not if I can help it. I'll destroy you yet. Let's go!
God damn! Deathborn is one intimidating villain. I only wish he was like that in GP Legend. Ugh. A little spoiler alert. Black Shadow was actually the main culprit. Anyway, where was I at? Oh. On the runway, the race began like normal. Somehow Deathborn obtained similar ideas to start a race, like the F-Zero committee did in the overworld. There was a light shower, only it was embers instead of raindrops. Out of sight and out of mind, the trio observed as Falcon cheated death multiple times. They knew he wouldn't last for long, so they did the unthinkable as Yugi volunteered to summon the Blue-Eyes White Dragon. A bluish serpent with hints of gray emerged onto the battlefield. It was bipedal and had a pair of arms, large claws and maw, elongated tail and massive wings. It made its signature roar, and they all watched the mayhem unfold. The Blue Falcon and the Dark Schneider were neck to neck, and Falcon performed a side attack. It was completely ineffective, and he did the same. Luckily, there was a speed boost just seconds before. He had to watch his acceleration, though, as there was a sharp right turn. There were also some landmines which were very prominent throughout the course. Thankfully, there was a pit area that met the clashing duo. After a few tricky curves, they met more mines and a second pit area, yet the Schneider was actually taking the lead. Orange steam met the lagging Falcon, which meant there was lava ahead. The pulls were quick as they went under the machine, but it was not painless, as its energy was drained by a quarter, putting him in even more danger. There was a left turn which he drifted from, then a sharp wider curve to the right. He hardly crashed into the wall, and yet Deathborn was still ahead. Another pit area, albeit shorter, met him. Then there was another minefield before a hairpin left turn. After one last rainbow strip that was shorter than the rest, there was the finish line. By the second lap, Falcon used his booster to catch up to the monster, who was still miles away. He had a bad feeling that he might not win his life-threatening competition after all. His sudden desperation caused him to get a little careless as he bounced along the course and hit more obstacles. At least the several pit areas gave him a fair challenge. Yugi drew out two more cards of the same creature. With their combined presence, the three submerged into a ginormous serpent with 3 heads. It was known as the Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon, standing by for an attack. The captain kept on snaking until he saw the Schneider by the third restoration point. He tried to do everything to slow him down, from side to spin attacks. And Deathborn masterfully dodged the onslaughts as if he was just a pesky little gnat. With a few well-timed boosts, Falcon managed to get ahead of him. He wasn't entirely safe as he felt the heat on his crosshairs while Deathborn was speeding up as insanely fast as humanly possible. They kept trading leads off of each other. They kept on their aggressive duel as they tried to swipe the other driver. At times he was very low on health, causing his stress level to skyrocket with death literally on his tail. At the final lap, Falcon gave everything that the man and machine could handle, and then some, as did Deathborn and the Dark Schneider. It was finally time for the light creature to reveal its most powerful form that could even rival the Egyptian gods. Yugimoto saw this when Kaiba and Yami were dealing with the Pyramid of Light. He made a sacrifice as he dismissed the potent monster, but it wasn't gone. The aura shaped itself from the 3-headed mythical creature to another that took its place. The body shimmered like crystal. Even its maw was as bright as day could be. It was the holy final form of the dual monster, the blue-eyed shining dragon. It sneered as it awaited its command to wreck the satanic Schneider to pieces. It barely missed Falcon as he did a spin attack, and Falcon's attempt was futile to say the least. He accelerated past Deathborn, hit a wall which gave the enemy the advantage, then boosted like a crazed mental patient. His stamina was at the critical level as he kept on usurping it. He ran over the smallest pit area in the circuit, and the shining dragon was rearing its head back, building energy for his next move. Then, with Grace by his side, Falcon actually crossed the goal first. Through his agony and frustration, Deathborn shouted over clenched teeth. They actually managed to see this.
Forces will never get their hands on this belt. I'll keep winning.
God damn, that was an epic moment. I really love this. Very epic. Although the song is a little cheesy, but it suits that moment well. Alright, so where were we? He raised his arms to the heavens. He hardly knew Tinsel and the duelists were cheering for him as they ran up to him. He wasn't the least bit miffed from the fact they blatantly disobeyed him. He didn't even notice the commotion as they used their special weapon as a desperate effort to help him vanquish Deathborn for good. Together, the quartet made the journey back to Port Town with Falcon leading the way. They wholeheartedly discussed the breathtaking, soul-shifting showdown while they headed home. Phew, glad that's out of the way. One more chapter. I should thank Siontex for the input on adding Firefield as the whereabouts for the setting of the chapter. He said himself that the story to GX was crap. He actually thought the scenarios from the anime were better, as it wasn't just focused on just one particular character. I can't agree more. After all, I heard from the LP that the coding for this area was labeled as Firefield. Also, I believe the original theme for Falcon will play here. As for the idea with the blue-eyed shining dragon, let me just say that even though I despise Kaiba, I love all forms of blue eyes. From its simple form, the white dragon, to the merger with three of them as the ultimate dragon, and lastly, its magnum opus, the shining dragon. When I got to the 8th chapter by sheer luck, I came across the Yu-Gi-Oh movie in theaters, and I happened to have the Shining Dragon card. I thought it was one of the best magnificent monsters I've ever seen since the mighty emergence of the Supreme Dragon Master Knight. Again, from the filler. Its Shining Nova was no exception, even though I hadn't used it since Falcon won over Deathborn by a hair. Unfortunately, like everything else, I had to give it up. Lousy growing pains. Only one more lap to complete, although I strongly concur that this chapter alone should have been the end of it. But no, the developers had to throw in a curveball. Hopefully I'll get this over with as quickly and painlessly as possible. Why did they have to do this? I don't even know if it was either Nintendo's or Sega's idea. So, next time would be the true finale. See you guys then. And before I go, I should actually show you my favorite duel monster. Actually, I lost it. I'll show it to you guys like some other time, I guess. Till then, this is the Ecron Rider signing out.